Even though we might not see it daily, sometimes we get to do or see something that completely caught us by surprise. With new Lamborghinis starting usually over $300,000, people tend to take extra care of them. A mind-blowing moment caught in the back of a weather report is a Lamborghini owner driving the car through a flood like it's a submarine.
Water, it's a similar scene throughout all of Broward County, really, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the area is not going to be getting a break.
Probably most people would agree that caterpillars are interesting to look at, and apparently gorillas would agree too. An unbelievable video to watch is a silverback and his son, observing a caterpillar with great interest and trying to understand what it is. You might think at first this is fake, but this was actually in the background from an interview at the airport, in which the camera caught a woman disappear. Even after watching this multiple times, it still doesn't make sense how this could have happened. Despite cheetahs not being an active threat to humans, and there being no recordings of a cheetah using lethal force against a human, they're still incredibly scary. When a tourist in Tanzania was on safari, a cheetah came in to check out the Jeep, and out of fear he froze and remained in the same position for 10 minutes straight. At the London Diamond League, Kenny Harrison broke the 100-meter hurdle race world record, and this was a sort of redemption race for her. After not being able to get into the Olympics, she even jumped the hurdles so fast that it looked sped up.
Third from right there. Oh, there's been a fall there. I think it was Stowers, but look at Kenny Harrison storming away with this, and look at the margin of victory. Watch the clock. 12:50.
An unbelievable moment caught on film came from a dash cam that showed how a bull-eyed meteor basically turned night into day for a few moments. Normally, if you put a burning match on water, the fire goes out immediately. But this woman was able to prove that her water was contaminated from fracking by quite literally being able to light her water on fire.
Just like that.
There are some moments in life in which we mess up. A kid took it to another level when he was distracted walking in a museum and lost balance and accidentally punched through a $1.5 million painting to avoid falling down.
A very costly trip indeed for one child in Taiwan when he...
Even though seals are adorable, they're also large wild animals and kind of dangerous. But when a small dog ran into 6 seals, they all got quite scared of the dog. For people that take their privacy really seriously, a woman decided to make a DIY on how to make glasses using the screen of your iPhone. And basically, if you're seeing the phone without the glasses, it just shows a white screen. If you were to light up hundreds of fireworks, you probably would expect many loud sounds to follow up. But to this man's surprise, after lighting almost 1,000 fireworks, it sounded like many people zipping their jacket. When a couple booked a helicopter tour of the area, they got a scary bonus when the pilot decided to pull a joke on them by pretending to pass out midair. Even though watching tumbling is extremely impressive, when it's caught on slow motion, it's even more mind-blowing because you can appreciate the tricks even more, and it shows how hard those landings are because of the height the athletes achieve. With advancements in technology, a lot of things are getting easier. An amazing piece of tech is this pool table that shows the trajectory of the billiard ball, so you can calculate your shot perfectly. We usually tend to underestimate the use of green screens in the making of movies. Here's an example by Ian Hubert that shows the incredible power green screens have, in which what looks like it could be a real set is actually completely done in post-production. Okay, not sure what the odds of this happening were, but a jaw-dropping moment happened when South Dakota State basketball team managed to make 6 half-court shots in a row, which left everyone in shock. Nate Robinson is a former NBA player who, despite being 5'7", he has a crazy jumping ability, and he decided to display his skills by dunking over Shaq O'Neal, who is 7'1". Okay, even after watching this a couple of times, I still have no idea how he did this. But David Blaine showed an incredible trick, in which he pulls a tooth from a woman and then puts it back.
Just trust me on that. Just trust me on that. Here.
Oh, what? That's fucking crazy.
When a dash cam caught a yellow Lamborghini in Singapore driving recklessly, it was expected that the driver was probably going to get stopped by the police soon. But one of the craziest events happened, and that same Lamborghini crashed another almost identical yellow Lamborghini. Even though the crash wasn't at a high speed, and thankfully both drivers were totally fine, the damages were well above the $250,000 mark. A mind-blowing thing to watch is how this elephant manages to make an elaborate painting of a flower in Thailand. He even knows which colors to use to make the flowers and leaves. In order for wildlife to be able to cross from one way to another without the danger of traffic, the state of Utah made the first wildlife overpass for animals to safely cross the highway. Skimmers are card readers used by scammers, put in places which normally we insert our credit cards. A good lesson to learn is always make sure at gas stations to give a little pull before inserting your card. When your best student talks about how the school's not doing a good job, something's probably wrong. A mind-blowing act done by the principal was when he cut off the valedictorian's mic when he was criticizing the school, causing it to go viral.
Combined with the authoritative attitude that a few teachers, administrators, and board members have, prevents students from truly developing as leaders. Hopefully, this will change. For the sake of future students, more people in this school.
When a dog owner didn't understand how her pug was jumping a fence twice his height, she decided to place a camera just to find out her dog knows parkour. In the city of Zhangjiajie, the world's highest and longest glass bridge was made, and in order to prove how safe the bridge was, they invited hundreds of volunteers to try to break the glass with sledgehammers. And well, obviously none of them managed to break the glass. In Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals, Jamal Murray made a jaw-dropping layup against LeBron James, which was the highlight of the game.
Because we gotta see this.
Murray is attacking. Look at him go up. No, I'm not going to dunk. Not going to use it with my left, but English.
In the city of Sejong, South Korea, there's a massive solar panel set up in the middle of the highway, which has a bicycle path underneath, so it can produce clean energy for the city, and at the same time protect the cyclist from the sun and traffic. Skiing is a sport that's known to be relatively easy to learn, but extremely hard to master. At the Audi 9s, a skier showed his amazing level of precision by high-fiving his friend while doing a flip. It's not uncommon for upscale hotels to have an omelet booth in the breakfast buffet. In Singapore, a restaurant took it to another level by adding an automatic omelet-making robot. One of the most common questions astronauts get is how do they wash their hair? NASA astronaut Karen Nyberg decided to make a small video showing how it's done.
Bring it out to the ends. And sometimes I'll actually take my comb to help work it all the way to the ends.
Perhaps the most intriguing thing about this is that once her hair dries out, the water that evaporates will then turn into drinking water by the air and water system. Sometimes people don't think about the consequences of their actions. With an increasing amount of people flying their drones in places such as airports, Boeing came up with a solution by creating a laser machine that can take down drones safely. In 1994, a mind-blowing picture at the time was this one from Bill Gates, showing how the CD he had on hand can hold more information